Welcome to Hero Villains. In your opinion, who would win when Vision versus General Zod, artificial intelligence, faces the Kryptonian warrior? Vision is an artificial being created by Ultron, but he later became an important member of the Avengers. Possessing the Mind Stone embedded in his forehead, he not only has superior intelligence but also the ability to control his body density. Vision can become intangible, pass through solid objects, or increase his density to deliver blows as heavy as a sledgehammer. He can also fire concentrated energy beams with tremendous destructive power. What makes Vision dangerous is not only his firepower, but his nearly instantaneous tactical calculations. General Zod is a Kryptonian general driven by ambition and the discipline of a true warrior. Under Earth's yellow sun, Zod possesses power equal to Superman, super strength, flight, heat vision, and near invulnerability. Not only is he physically powerful, but he is also a master military strategist with extensive battlefield experience. If Vision represents intelligence and technology, then Zod is the embodiment of raw power and uncompromising will to dominate. Before we dive deeper into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Vision is not human. He is a synthezoid, an artificial entity with intelligence and emotions formed from advanced technology. Initially, he was created by Ultron with the purpose of becoming an instrument of revenge, a perfect weapon meant to destroy those his creator hated. But what his creator did not foresee was the emergence of self-awareness. Vision chose to defy his programmed directives, refusing to become a symbol of destruction and instead walking the path of protecting life. He joined the Avengers and quickly proved himself to be one of their most reliable members. Not only because of his superior power, but also because of his rare composure and integrity. Vision can adjust his body density at will, making himself intangible like a ghost or solid as an impenetrable diamond. He absorbs and channels solar energy, transforming it into a devastating source of power when necessary. Vision's strength does not come solely from combat capability, but from the very structure of his existence. His artificial body was designed as a complete replica of a human being, with circulatory systems, tissues, and organs simulated so intricately that they are almost indistinguishable from the real thing upon outward observation. He was formed from a unique synthetic compound, often believed to be based on Horton's cell technology. This material fully replicates the functions of living tissue while surpassing it in durability, elasticity, and resistance to damage. Beneath that seemingly organic exterior lies a brain that functions like a supercomputer. Vision can connect directly or wirelessly to other electronic systems, infiltrate, analyze, and exploit data within moments. He has used this ability to disable the Avengers' security systems and even seize control of global nuclear weapon network. Vision's intellect is a vast repository, containing an immense volume of data equivalent to an enormous library. He can retrieve knowledge in an instant and process complex streams of information at speeds far beyond any human mind. More importantly, however, is how he uses that intelligence. Not to dominate, not to impose power, but to protect and maintain balance. When the Ultron Imperative Protocol was activated, Vision entered an entirely new phase of evolution. For many consecutive hours, he absorbed solar energy at maximum intensity while gathering raw materials to transform his physical structure. His body no longer existed as a single unified mass, but was composed entirely of countless microscopic nanobots. Vision could disperse into millions of tiny nanites, flowing through microscopic gaps invisible to the naked eye. He slipped through layers of metal armor, passed through electrical circuits, and infiltrated spaces thought to be impenetrable. Each nano unit carried within it a complete copy of Vision's artificial intelligence. This meant that as long as even one nanite remained, he could reconstruct his entire body and consciousness from nothing. Vision also maximized his already superior technological manipulation abilities. At an almost atomic scale, he could dismantle, analyze, and then reconstruct systems from within. Even the most complex machines became fragile in the face of such silent infiltration. Furthermore, the fusion of his nanostructure and his telepathic capabilities allowed him to sense and navigate technological networks as if they were extensions of himself. Vision is not only powerful in destructive capability, but also terrifying in subtlety. He can create holographic images for disguise, appearing as a quiet man in a long coat standing among a crowd, or completely erase his presence from the sight of others. When necessary, he simply disappears, leaving behind a silent emptiness as if he had never existed. He can adjust his auditory receptors to capture the faintest sounds, from the soft touch of metal brushing against metal to a trembling heartbeat in a vast space. Vision can speak with a cold mechanical tone or perfectly replicate a human voice. After hearing it just once, he can precisely reproduce the timbre, rhythm, and distinctive nuances of anyone. He can become weightless, transparent, and untouchable, like a ghost gliding through solid matter without resistance. In the opposite state, he accumulates extra-dimensional mass to reinforce his structure, making his body so solid that it is nearly immune to most attacks. When he lowers his density to the minimum, Vision can phase through an opponent's body. By increasing his mass even slightly while inside, he can inflict intense pain, disrupt the nervous system, and render the target unconscious. Vision is like a thinking illusion. He does not need thunderous punches to assert his dominance. His base strength allows him to lift 5 tons, and increasing his density enhances his strength to the point where he can lift up to 50 tons. He can become extremely massive and harder than Diamond. At maximum mass, Vision weighs approximately 90 tons. The solar gem on Vision's forehead absorbs surrounding solar energy, which his body can directly convert into usable power. The process of absorbing solar radiation occurs continuously. Therefore, the gem absorbs solar energy most efficiently when Vision exerts himself at a superhuman level. He can channel a limited amount of solar energy back through the gem on his forehead at will, generating a narrow beam of intense infrared and microwave radiation. This beam can be controlled within a temperature range from 500 to 30000 degrees Fahrenheit. At maximum temperature, Vision can melt a 1-inch thick steel plate in 5 seconds. Vision was also trained in hand-to-hand combat by Captain America, and is highly proficient in using his powers in battle. He can confront the Hulk directly without being harmed if he increases his density close to maximum. Although he cannot defeat Hulk, if he were able to wrap his arms around Hulk and increase his density to the maximum, Hulk might not be able to break free no matter what he did. If he had to face all the Avengers alone, without Wanda or Hulk, and he intended to eliminate them all, he could do it. He and Thor might engage in a duel for an hour or more, but Thor would eventually grow tired, while Vision would not. I sincerely hope you will subscribe to the channel. It will help us a great deal, and you are truly amazing. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about General Zod. Drew Zod, widely known as General Zod, was once the supreme commander of Krypton's military and a close ally of Jor-El. When he realized that the ruling class was powerless in the face of catastrophe, he reached an extreme decision. A coup was launched with the belief that only iron strength could save his species. The council quickly suppressed the uprising and exiled Zod and his followers to the Phantom Zone. Ironically, that sentence became a ticket to survival when Krypton collapsed. While the planet fell into oblivion, Zod endured, nurturing his ambition to restore his lost homeland. When he arrived on Earth in pursuit of Kal-El, his ambition transformed into fury. To Zod, humanity was merely an obstacle on the path to rebuilding a new Krypton. The war he initiated was not simply a struggle for power, but an attempt to resurrect an entire civilization at any cost. Under the light of a red star like Rao on Krypton, Zod was physically little different from a human. But beneath Earth's yellow sun, his body absorbed energy and revealed power beyond all limits. Immense physical strength, speed, flight, and extraordinary durability made him appear like a god among mortals. He was a warrior who loved his people so deeply that he was willing to destroy another world for them. When General Zod was unleashed under the yellow sun, that abundant energy transformed him into a warrior of nearly immeasurable power. Zod could lift masses of millions of tons without the slightest strain. With each swing of his arm, the air trembled, the ground cracked, and shockwaves spread like the roar of an enraged deity. He could throw cars and trucks like toys, knock artificial satellites satellites out of orbit, and even level mountain peaks in moments. When facing Superman, Zod was not outmatched. At times, he even held the advantage. A single punch from Zod was enough to send Superman flying to the height of skyscrapers. Zod could penetrate the invulnerability of another Kryptonian. His blows were powerful enough to injure Superman, something nearly unimaginable for ordinary beings. Zod also used his muscular strength to perform leaps that defied physical logic. While pursuing Superman, he launched himself to the top of buildings with only a few powerful bounds, each landing shattering concrete beneath his feet. Under the yellow sun, every Kryptonian cell within him became nearly impervious. Zod could walk out of massive explosions unharmed, endure the biting cold of the Arctic, float in the vacuum of space, or fall from tremendous heights to the ground, leaving only a deep crater at his feet. Large caliber bullets, depleted uranium anti-tank rounds, maverick missiles, or even plasma blasts from Kryptonian weapons were not enough to bring him down. Even the heat vision of his own kind left only a brief burning sensation. Meteor-like punches from Superman might stagger Zod for a moment, but they did not cause serious injury. He rose almost immediately, his eyes still burning with the will to conquer. Zod's speed was just as terrifying as his endurance. He could run, fly, and react at velocities far beyond supersonic, reaching speeds exceeding Mach 900. When Zod moved, the air seemed to tear apart. When he landed, the ground shook. This was not merely physical power, but the fusion of a warrior's will and a perfect physique. General Zod rarely grew tired as long as he was continuously supplied with energy from Earth's yellow sun. He did not need to eat, sleep, or even breathe. Therefore, he could survive flying into space and diving underwater. He fought fiercely with Superman without ever needing to slow down or catch his breath. General Zod also possessed superhuman regenerative abilities, especially under direct sunlight. However, if an injury was severe enough to kill him instantly, his healing factor could not save him. As happened when Superman killed him by snapping his neck, Zod would be immune to aging and disease and could live for thousands of years. Even so, he cannot die from natural causes. As long as Earth's yellow sun continues to supply him with energy, he can still be killed if a stronger Kryptonian is able to overpower him through brutal force. He possesses a superior sensory system that includes telescopic vision, infrared vision, ultraviolet vision, X-ray vision, and gamma ray vision. He can see across the entire electromagnetic spectrum at will through mental focus. General Zod can project extremely powerful heat beams at a target simply by looking at it and consciously activating this ability. Visually, this power manifests as two dense orange beams of light, similar to lasers, firing from his eyes. Zod can use it to stun other Kryptonians, causing them a burning sensation upon impact, and he has used it to swiftly destroy an entire building with a single blast, nearly burning innocent bystanders alive. General Zod has undergone many years of combat training. He has fought creatures twice his size and armored soldiers with his bare hands. He is a formally trained soldier who does not hesitate to kill. Zod has mastered several Kryptonian martial arts disciplines and is a dangerous and ruthless warrior. The moment the confrontation begins, General Zod lets out a contemptuous laugh. In his eyes, Vision is nothing more than a finely assembled machine. Without a second of hesitation, Zod charges straight into battle. He accelerates violently, tearing through buildings as if they were hollow blocks of concrete, leaving towering columns of dust and smoke behind him. The distance vanishes in an instant. Raw power allows Zod to seize the advantage from the very start. His punches crash down like meteors, sending Vision flying for miles as the ground trembles under devastating shockwaves. His blazing heat vision rips through the air, turning the surrounding space into a glowing furnace. When Vision attempts to regain balance, Zod exhales a blast of freezing breath, encasing a vast area in ice and slowing his opponent's movements within a thick cloud of frost. Yet Vision does not fight on instinct. He analyzes. In every moment of evasion, his artificial intelligence retrieves data on Kryptonians, identifying the mechanics behind Zod's power. As massive punches hurtle toward him, Vision adjusts his body density, allowing them to pass through him as if striking empty space. The light of the Mind Stone flares, firing precise energy bursts that scorch Zod and slow him for a split second. Amid the raging battle, Zod continues to mock him. calling Vision a soulless entity. Vision responds in a calm voice, speaking of the right to choose and the meaning of freedom. The fight gradually moves away from the city and into the desolate desert to avoid civilian casualties. Sand swirls violently with each collision, and the sky blazes as energy beams clash like two stars colliding in midair. Zod attempts to seize Vision in his grasp, determined to crush him with overwhelming strength. But Vision activates his phasing ability at maximum capacity, slipping through his opponent's body and releasing Mind Stone energy from within, causing internal shockwaves. Zod roars in pain, still attempting to counterattack with relentless heat vision blasts. Vision raises an energy shield, golden light enveloping him amid the storm of destruction. Sensing that Zod is beginning to weaken from accumulated injuries, Vision soars high into the sky. From above, he concentrates the full power of the Mind Stone into a brilliant beam and fires downward. The attack inflicts not only physical damage but also disrupts the Kryptonian nervous system, causing Zod to lose control of his power in a fateful instant. With a final roar, Zod charges at maximum velocity, but Vision vanishes from the attack trajectory and reappears behind him in a blink. A vibranium arm pierces straight through his opponent's heart as an electromagnetic pulse erupts simultaneously, completely nullifying any resistance. In the silent desert, Zod's body stiffens and then collapses. Vision stands amid the desolation, his gaze calm yet filled with contemplation. He does not win through overwhelming force, but through the fusion of intelligence, control, and faith in the right choice. The winner, Vision. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. Follow me if you enjoyed it. That is today's video. Thank you very much.